why do you have to have one, how to understand appraisal, and all these important things. And so part of the process when you're buying a home is you have to have it appraised. And for the main reason, we want to make sure that the house is actually worth the price that you're paying for it. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, for example, you want to make sure that it's worth at least 300,000 or more before you buy that house. You don't want to have to buy something that's 300,000 and is only worth 250. So we have to get an appraisal on it to make sure that the value is there with the home. And today we're going to talk about some of the requirements and how to look at an appraisal, but understand between a cost approach, between a sales approach, and how when you're getting a mortgage, what's used when you're buying a home, what type of evaluation is used when you're buying it, when you're buying a house and getting a mortgage, and the type of evaluation they use from the underwriting perspective, and what the appraiser looks at when he's actually appraising your home. And this is really, really important, especially in a very hot market like we're in right now, where buyers are bidding up prices of homes in a very competitive seller's market. And so basically, that's when you're getting a mortgage, you're getting financing, you have to have an appraisal done. It costs about $550 plus or minus, depending on where you're at in the country. And generally, the buyer pays for that. It's a pre-closing expense item. And it's really an investment because it tells you what's going on with the health of the market in that general vicinity, that subdivision, that area. And usually the appraisal is done within comparable sales of that home within usually about a mile radius of that home. So if you live in a subdivision and you have a 3,000 square foot home with a pool and it's a 5-bedroom, that appraiser is going to try and find 2 recent sales within the last 6 months that are identical per se to that home. And it's really important that they try to get as close as possible, 3,000 square foot, 5-bedroom with pool, to find out exactly how the price of what those homes sold for. Because if you put an offer on that house to buy it for 300,000 and the other sales of those similar homes sold for 250, it may be a hard time justifying the value of 300,000. And you want to have something that's similar to the subject, the property that you're buying. So, and it's very important because you don't want to have him compare it to a 3-bedroom house with no pool and only 2,000 square feet, because that's not really the same type of home. And so it's really important that the comparables are very similar to your home, and there's not too many adjustments. So an adjustment would be like if he was comparing it to the 1-story, the 2,000 square foot home. There's too much of a variance between those two type of properties, and that's not enough. That's not the proper way on how to evaluate the property value of the home, because this one's a 5-bedroom, 3,000 square foot, and this one is a 3-bedroom, 2,000 square foot. It's too much of a difference. So we want to stay within the similar type homes, because an underwriter that's doing your mortgage doesn't want to see too much of a variance between your home and someone else. And they also don't want to see that the appraiser had to go too far. If he had to go 30 miles out to find sales for your home, that could be a problem. So they want to keep it close to your subject home, and not have too much of a radical adjustment to the square footage or the type of home, because these things are really important. Also, they want the sales to be relatively recent. If the sales are from 2 or 3 years ago, that's not really a good indication of what the market value is. And so that these are really, really important things, because you just want to make sure that you're not being overcharged for the home that you're buying, especially, like I said, in the economy right now where it's a very hot market and what's going on. The other thing is there's 2 different types of valuations that you're going to see when you're buying a house, and we'll have some slides up here, and you can actually download these slides later on. There's a different type of you'll see the appraisal report up here on the slide. It shows that's the breakdown. It shows the address of the home. It shows your name. It shows the taxes. And then you'll see down there it shows there's 2 different ways on how to do an evaluation of the property. One of them is the cost approach, how much it costs to rebuild the home. If they were going to go buy all the materials to rebuild the house, that's called the cost approach. And then there's the sales approach, and that's based on the recent sales of the area. And that's what's used when you buy a home for the purpose of underwriting, for the purpose of your mortgage, is the sales approach. The cost approach tells you how much does it cost to rebuild this house. If I was going to rebuild this home today in 2017, this is the approximate cost to build this house, and usually that's going to be higher than the sales approach, or it could be lower. It just depends. Usually the cost of materials are rising, but that's not used for the basis of your mortgage to determine the value of the home. It's good to see that in there, but it's not really what's used as a sales approach. Also in the appraisal, it'll show the different comparables that were used to compare the sale of the home, so you can check that out and use that as a reference. There's different sales in the appraisal report that you're going to see, and it'll show you which houses they actually picked out when determining how they determined the value of this home and the adjustments that they made. And also you also see in the report information about the home, the different rooms, any deficiencies or issues they saw with the house. And then basically you have the appraiser certifications. And like I said, we normally get this appraisal done up front. It costs about $550, but it's absolutely essential. It is a requirement, but it's very, very powerful because, again, you want to make sure that you're not being overcharged for an appraisal and that you're getting something that's worth what you're paying for. So that's what an appraisal is. Remember, we use the sales approach. You want to find something with recent sales in the area, and something that's similar to your subject property. It's going to be hard to get a loan if the sales are way different than what the subject property is. Like if you're trying to buy that, five bedroom, 3,000 square foot with a pool, and everything in there in that subdivision is a 2,000 square foot, 3 bedroom. It's going to be hard to get sale comparables, and it could be hard to get a loan. I'm not saying you can't get a loan. It's just going to be hard if you don't have something to compare it to, and you want something that's recent and close to the home. So that's the summary, the gist of what an appraisal is and why you want one. I hope that this information was valuable. You can check out all our shows. We come out every single day to give you brand new, fresh content to teach you, to educate you about mortgage finance. And you can check us out. My name is Angelo Christian. Thank you so much for checking us out. Our show is Real Estate Insider. Please subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. We'd definitely love to be a part of your life and help you in any way we can with saving money. We'll see you next time. Take care and peace out. Awesome. And then later tonight, if you want to do mortgage, I'm down for it.
All right, sounds good.
Let me know. I'm here all night. So.
All right.
Do we do this live?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.